And he hits that one the opposite way. Backhanded by Adames. The throw is not in time! The Phillies have walked it off here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Stott score.
Yes! That's right! We're finally recording off the back of a Phillies win. Yeah, it feels so good! A series win as well. And under Don Mattingly, we are 2-0. Welcome to Broad Street to Britain with me, Dave Shaw, and of course Morgan Bruce and Richard Skinner as well. How are we, boys? Morgan, let's start with you before we get to some Phil success. What a weekend for you, buddy. The clips were viral all over the world. I think this time even people in America know what we're talking about when we say York City. What a finish, man. I know you were at the York Stadium watching it on the beanbag, but that was wild.
Oh, it was absolutely incredible. Like, to be 1-0 down in the 95th minute and thinking the season's done, 46 games have all come down to this, and then we go and score 7 minutes later. Pitch invasion, then we pitch invade. One of our players punches a fan. It was absolutely incredible. It was just the best thing you could ever ask for. Goes viral, we win the title, League Two, here we come.
Even Shepmates have done it. Like, if it's got to like the fourth tier or the fifth tier of English football, and it's Shepmates are covering it. It's just fantastic. I couldn't believe it. I had it on the radio. I was driving at the time, and 5 Live were covering it, and it was just, I could not believe what was going on. Football League for the first time ever, and Harrogate Town might stay up as well. We might have that Harrogate York rivalry.
Yeah, we're back in the Football League. Nine long years out, back in the Football League. 15, 16, I'm pretty sure it was, we fell out of it. So yeah, we're back. And as you said, yeah, it went viral. Josh Stones was on CBS the next day. Like, CBS Sports were covering it. Like, it went so global. It was, yeah, amazing to see us in the spotlight for once.
It was amazing. For the right reason. It was amazing. And now you're done to the World Cup now. Now it's back to the Premier League for me and Rich. Our two teams fighting for Europe, Rich. Everton and Brighton. Could be Champions League for us anyway.
Yeah, I'm not so much sure Everton are fighting anymore, but we're there and thereabouts, so it's an improvement. But I mean, how about them Flyers?
How about them Flyers? Man, I woke up this morning and watched the YouTubes and highlights on YouTube, and I was just thinking, it's gone to overtime. Like, this must have finished literally about 2 hours ago, UK time.
Yeah,
is Richard alive? Is he awake? Like, it's just. And the videos on social media of the winner of the arena just erupting, stateside live, and all the scenes around Philly going nuts. Absolutely amazing. Rich, what a night in South Philly last night.
Oh, just incredible. Yeah, I think overtime started pretty much bang on 3 a.m. our time. So it was a late one. And like, watching the game, I mean, I don't think we were massively outplayed, but I think it would be fair. Like, if the Penguins had won that game, I think you wouldn't have said it was undeserved. I mean, Dan Vladar, 42 saves and a shutout. Didn't have a shutout all regular season, and he's got 2 already in the playoffs.
I was thinking, how rare is this? Like, 2 shutouts in the playoffs now.
Yeah, I've not looked. I did look to see if he'd got any kind of record for the amount of saves in a playoff game, but I think that's up at like 95. Which is still 85 actually, maybe, but either way, it's a stupidly high number. But yeah, when Cam York scored that goal, I'd kind of resigned myself to us losing, just the way it was going. Like, we especially in overtime, we were living on the edge. We played a very defensive game, but man, the team's got some heart, and
honestly, they really have.
Of all the teams to beat as well, beating Pittsburgh, it was so sweet.
It was so sweet. It was a gritty performance.
Me.
Like that.
Here all night, folks.
But then, yeah, as you said, Phillies have won. we get to do one off. I mean, by the time this comes out, like we've got the double header. So
I know.
When people listen to this, we might have just lost again.
I know. We usually would record after a series, but we're literally now. Well, we've won the series, so that's good. You know, something we did so well last year is win the series. But the sweep would be so sweet. But I'm aware that the mood could be a bit different tomorrow morning.
People turn on this podcast, they're talking about just winning again.
Yeah, why are they celebrating? Yeah,
they just lost 10-0.
Yeah, the walk-off was game 2. Yeah. Well, the Phils have banked some runs in that last game for game 3, hopefully, and they've got Howell's is starting for them.
Yes, 7.6 ERA. Like, he can be got at, but
that's worse. The higher the ERA, the opposite opposing pitcher, the worse we become. I prefer playing the elite pitchers. We seem to do better. Let's dive into that. So many fun facts that are coming out already. I found on social media. Justin Crawford, that walk-off, as you'll see on your screen now, from MLB Stats. Philly was with multiple walk-off RBIs at the age of 22 or younger in the last 50 years. Justin Crawford and Scott Rowland. That's it. That is it. Two players at the age of 22 with multiple walk-offs this year, and it's only the end of April or the start of May. We're listening tomorrow. Incredible. Here's another one. April the 8th, 2014. Cal Crawford gets a walk-off hit for the Dodgers. His manager, Don Mattingly. April the 30th, 2026. Justin Crawford gets a walk-off hit for the Phillies. His manager, Don Mattingly. Baseball, folks. And Todd Zalecki posted, because Kyle Schwarber got his 350th career home run. He is only the 7th player to do it in seventh fewest games to do it in the history of baseball. Aaron Judge at number 1 with 1,888. But Kyle Schwarber just 1,088. Sorry, Kyle Schwarber took one game more than Albert Pujols to get his 350th home run. Albert Pujols 1,320. Kyle Schwarber 3,121. The 7th
1,321, not 3,000.
You're overexcited, Dave. It's
I am too.
We've won a
series.
Oh no,
look at me! I'm giddy. It's back on. The Phils are back, baby. Yeah. Awesome stats, and I think there was one more, which was this one from Paul Casella. If this feels familiar for the Phillies, Rob Thompson's first game after taking over, we got a 10-0 win. 2 days later, come from behind walk-off, win the ninth, was there. That was the Angels series. That was the Bryson Stott walk-off, Bryce Harper Grand Slam. Don Mattingly's first game after taking over, 7-0 win. Comfortable. 2 days later, come from behind, walk off, win the ninth. Oh, I like those omens, guys. I like those omens. And we did sweep the Angels as well. So that could be another one to add, hopefully, later on tonight. Let's get down. We won. I'll come to Topper in a minute. We won. It's the Don Mattingly era now. How are we feeling? Morgan, Don Mattingly in. Thoughts on Topper? Thoughts on what's happened in the last couple of days? Where are you with it all?
Sad that Topper lost his job, but someone had to. It was not going to be Dombrowski mid-season. It was not going to be any of the players because, like, the players that are underperforming are signed through. They're not going to DFA one of the regulars now. It was going to be obviously Tyrone Walker's been released. They've tried to do something. They gave up on the Otto Kemp experiment quite early. Like they tried things and it still wasn't working. The person that had to lose his job, unfortunately, was Topper, and I'm incredibly grateful for everything he did. 3 seasons of 90+ wins, 4 playoff berths, a World Series appearance, an NLCS appearance. He brought good vibes back to Citizens Bank Park after they were gone for so long. So I'm really upset that it had to be someone so likable that lost his job. When Girardi lost his job, everyone was celebrating. It's like, thank God he's gone. But everyone loved Topper. I know some people on social media didn't like him, but for the most part, he carried himself with integrity and respect. And the way he then spoke to the media after he lost his job was amazing. So I'm sad that he had to lose his job, but someone had to. We were completely underperforming, and let's just see what Don Mattingly can do.
Yeah, Topper was just top class. You know, that night at Passyunk Avenue in London series, just First of all, him and all the coaching staff surprising everybody turning up and then insisting to Pass Young that they keep the upstairs bit open where they all were to let fans come up and hang out with them and chat to them. And they were there for hours. They were about 3 hours there. They gave up so much of their time. Topper was incredible to chat to. And he was asking probably more questions than what I was asking him about the setup, about how we watched the games, about British baseball, about the London series. You know, he was just the absolute gent and a class act, and he will be missed. And I don't know whether he'll take this offer up from the Phillies in this special role they're going to find for him. It'd be great if he could. And he said he loves Philly, and I would love to see him back, you know, working for the Phils. But I don't know how he'd feel about that. Richard, your feelings on it, and Alex Cora is still being muted as it's a matter of when, not if. What are your thoughts on all that?
I mean, pretty much agree with everything Morgan said regarding Topper. Sad he's gone, but I think at the end of the day, it's professional sports, and whether it was his fault or not, I think at some point, you know, there's only so much you can do, and I think you see it in any sport you watch, where, you know, football over here or anything. Like, at some point, it's the manager ultimately that, you know, you see a lot, and like, the players have given up playing for them, and that's, well, you can't get, whether they're right or wrong to that, you can't get rid of the whole team and get a whole new team for a manager. It just doesn't work. So yeah, it's sad about it, but I think the change was right, and we're undefeated under Mattingly currently. So we're winning.
At the time of speaking,
on Cora, I do not want that man anywhere near the club. I just don't. I think there's enough. I don't want to get too much into it. If you just Google stuff about him, I think there's plenty of stuff out there about why he might not be the best person. He's also a cheat, so you know. Anyway, yeah.
No,
I don't want to get too
it's
negative
split
about it.
down the middle. Even consensus on social media. It's down the middle. I think half pretty much completely agree with that. The other half want him back with Dombrowski and to run it back like they did. I don't know. Again, I don't think the manager makes as big a difference as other sports. I'd rather stick with Mattingly than Cora, to be honest, and see how that goes. And let's see how. I don't know. Let's not jump the gun. Let's give Mattingly a good chance and good time to manage. The players have responded well so far. They had to. God, imagine if we just lost this series as well. Then what would you do? I'm interested to how this season now pans out. If we manage to stay the ship, rise, and then get into a postseason, I think Dombrowski's job might be safe. If we miss the postseason, I think Dombrowski is absolutely cooked. And in fact, if we lost in the wild card, I think he's gone. I think Dombrowski has a lot to answer for. I think it not ultimately stops at him, but what does it? He makes the decisions and
Builds the roster, doesn't he?
He builds. He's been given so much money, and so many of these contracts have not worked out. We've had so many free agents come in, not worked out. We've had so many trade deadline players, not really worked out. You know, he splashed a lot of Middleton's money, and it's not worked out. And I'm not that confident coming to the next trade deadline. It's going to be a huge one for us, and I don't know. I'm not that confident going into it, and I don't know. I wouldn't be disappointed if Dombrowski was moved aside. Who'd be getting after him? Who knows? But any decision like that would be off-season. There's no chance that at the end of April they just completely clean house. Kevin Long, I'm slightly surprised. I don't know about you, Morgan. Kevin Long, I thought if Topper goes, it would be a bit of a Red Sox clean out, and Long probably should have gone as well. However, there has been a shake-up with the backroom stuff a little bit. But what do you reckon? Kevin Long is a lucky man. The recent contract extensions probably saved him.
I think he deserved to lose his job. I think he's a lucky man, and I think there's a few too many things. I think one, his relationship with the big three, he gets on really well with Turner, Harper, and Schwarber, and I think that's kept him in the job. But also, he was offered a 3-year extension in the off-season because other teams were sniffing around him. His contract was up, I'm pretty sure, in the winter, and we offered him a contract extension because other teams wanted him. And I think Dombrowski is more scared and I think that's been his entire thing. We've extended players. We've kept this core together because they're scared of getting things wrong. They've not gone for someone younger who might have a different approach to hitting. They've gone, let's just keep this all together. We've kept Kevin Long and this older core together because they're scared of what other teams might be able to do with those players or coaches. And I think that's just the entire thing of what we've done. Something has gone really well, and they're scared of things turning into 2015 Philly or 2017 Philly or whatever when we lost 100 games. They're so scared of that, they're keeping together a status quo that has done well, but you can tell they're starting to get older, and it's starting to get stale. And it's just, I think it's the most obvious thing of what's gone wrong. Of 22 is amazing, and it's just slowly got worse and slowly got more stagnant, and we're keeping people around almost for the sake of it because we're scared of what other teams might be able to do with those coaches or players.
One thing I'm interested in is Anthony Contreras, who came up from the manager, of course, the Lehigh Iron Pigs, now the third base coach at the Phillies. I wonder if they want to get a look at him firsthand. Maybe if Don doesn't want it full time, Contreras could be someone who, if he starts well, getting to know the ins and outs of the Phillies, could be a contender for the manager spot. Who knows? They must have that in mind with him coming up. Dusty Woffen is now the bench coach. I think it's a good move. I think it is a move that probably had to be done as well. Richard?
Yeah, honestly, those kind of guys, like certainly like third base coach and stuff. I obviously they do more stuff, but just watching games, it's just like you just send runners or don't, and I'm just like, I don't know how much difference it makes. But
we did have Dusty on the pod a couple of years ago who went into great detail explaining their role. There is more to it. But
I will go back and find that episode.
But listen back. But I don't know. I think a change.
I'm sure I'm not saying there isn't, but just from a as in I don't know enough to really to comment on.
Yeah.
Changes, like.
But I'm interested to see how Contreras gets on, and it could be an option. It could be an option. The Phils won the first game under Mattingly 7-0, allowing just 2 hits. Luzardo was nasty. That's more like it from Jesus Luzardo, just allowing the 2 hits. In fact, the only 2 hits of the game. Went 7 innings. Hurrah! And Sanchez today going 6-2. That's more like it as well. That's needed big time as well. Kirkring came in that game and today as well, and looks so much better. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Kirkring. Mazer got a couple of Ks in the game 1 as well. He opens today, I believe, or in the doubleheader. Results to come. We'll see tomorrow morning how he gets on. But
Tim Amazing.
Oh, love it. Luzardo, 8 strikeouts in that game. Morgan, that was a Luzardo we loved to see last year.
Yeah, it was back to Luzardo that we kind of knew and fell in love with last year. Like when we saw the Phillies Mets series when we were there, he threw, I think it was 6 2/3 against the Mets on the Sunday that we were there. He was absolutely brilliant. And we came to, obviously he was excellent in the playoffs for us. And he was getting really unlucky when you looked at some of the really nerdy, like behind the scenes stats of kind of hard hit contact and his stuff like that. He was looking really good and he was getting really unlucky. And he had, I think, the highest ERA of qualified pitchers at a point, and it just didn't line up with everything else. Like his expected ERA was so much lower and all the other stuff like that. So it's really good to see him get there and be the first Phillies pitcher to throw 7 innings this year. Is that correct?
He was, and then Sanchez was so close to the second one. Yep.
Yeah, he was not happy, by the way. I don't know if
he was not.
Well, I had the Giants commentary broadcast for this game, and to them it made every bit of sense because they didn't want to mess. Obviously, didn't want to mess around with Ramos.
Right bringing in and like I can't remember who it was he was facing. But
Ramos.
That was it. Ramos.
Yeah.
He's hit him twice already, hasn't he? I think it made sense, but. I mean, Sanchez never looks particularly happy coming off. Like, I think if he could pitch all 9 innings every game,
I've never seen a pitcher look happy when they're pulled ever off the mound. Pulled off the mound. No, it's even worse. Taken out of a game. I've never seen a pitcher.
You need to practice more, Dave.
So yeah, but Sanchez was much better after a shaky first inning. Oh my! After a disappointing for him First inning. His ERA is now at 2.90. 7 strikeouts, recovered really well. I was really encouraged by the bounce back of Sanchez after his last 2 starts before this have also been far from what we've seen from Sanchez, but he's focused in. That was huge. That was really huge, especially with 2-0 down. And I thought the Phils responded well in general. Again, getting on base wasn't the problem. Bases loaded, like I dread it. I dread it. I would rather just have 2 on. Bases loaded is like an automatic end of inning. And what Justin Crawford was doing, bunting with 2 men out and runners in scoring position, I just think that was silly. However, he redeemed himself. He walked it off.
I think if you've done that well,
it was perfect.
It was a great bunt. Don't get me wrong, but we need in a 1-run game where we're struggling for runs. I think he should have been swinging the bat. I think
shout out Brandon Marsh though for that catch against the wall.
Oh yeah, great catch.
That was impressive.
Brandon Marsh has been probably my player of the year so far. Obviously, what Schwarber's doing is fantastic. Bryce has been excellent, but Brandon Marsh is having a really, really good season. Stats on screen at the moment. Defensively, I think he's been sound so far. Again, that catch today was crucial. But average, he's back up now to 2.96, 4 home runs in the year, 17 RBI. I think he's second in the Phils, 3 stolen bases, an OPS of .786. And he's like quietly getting all of it as well, isn't he? It's like, you looked at stats and thought, you know what, he's having a really good year, but it's like he's just, it's dependent now, isn't he? Unfortunately, he could have had a lot more RBIs as well. That average, higher up, if he was batting higher up, I think his RBIs could be well into the 20s by now. But Rich, Brandon Marsh is just a bit of a carrying on from where he left last season.
Yeah. I mean, he had a super sluggish start last year.
Yeah.
And he was sort of fighting. His stats were fighting that pretty much the whole way through the season. But when he picked it up, he's not let off the gas. Super impressed with him. I think he's, there was the question of like platooning and whatever. I think he's just, he's an everyday player at this point. I don't think it's really questionable.
Well, it's funny you say that. He's not starting. He's not starting.
Yeah, well, it's a back-to-back.
But the doubleheader, yeah. And Bryce Harper got his stats on screen now. He's really hotted up. It's just a shame we haven't had more on base for him as well. 6 home runs, 19 RBIs, average now up to .268, OPS now .846. Bryce, in what's been it was a big year for him, coming into the comments made by Dombrowski. Did it affect him? Did it not? Who knows? But he is stepping up. He is going about his business. It's just a shame that we can't get Trey on. We can't get Crawford on at the same time. Kyle on base. He's doing it. It's just all solo, pretty much solo blasts. But Bryce Harper, we need him to stay healthy, first of all. I'm always nervous with Bryce. When I watch Bryce with his injury history, his aggressive bat swing, I sometimes I just wince and go, oh, there's a couple today where it's just explosive. And you think, come on, Bryce. but so far, Bryce Harper, he's had a good start to the season.
He's been amazing, and I do fully agree about the healthiness because everything he's done, especially when he played the outfield, I'm glad he's at first base and he has been for a couple of years because it does preserve his body. He does everything so aggressively. Like, I'm not surprised he dealt with back issues because the way he swings a bat is so violent. When he connects, it's terrifying. Like, we see some of the home runs he's hit this year, you're like, yeah, that's the 22 Bryce. That's Bryce at his best again. We've seen little bits of it this year, and everything he does is violent. He's not been as good at first base, but I'm not too bothered. He's got an OPS just below 850. If you'd offered me that, I'd be pretty happy with it. And after all the comments of, is he elite again? I think he's not far from it. It'd be really good to see another All-Star appearance for Bryce. I don't know how likely it is. Obviously, April's being a slow start. But Bryce Harper, the franchise man in Philadelphia for the All-Star game this summer, could be electric. The amount of Harper shirts you'd see around Philly.
I think he'll get the automatic spot, whatever happens.
Hope he does.
I think he'll get the automatic spot
for it.
Because I think Carl getting in DH anyway. I think Bryce will get the automatic spot. And another player who's been, especially in the last 7 games, Adolis Garcia has, ever since that little tweak of the bat, the batting stance, and he's just sort of transformed. His last 7 games, he's averaging .346, 4 RBI, 1 home run. His last 15 games, he's still averaging 2.83 with 5 RBI, 6 walks as well. Garcia, Morgan, you were onto him. Obviously, when he signed here, you said, "Look, Garcia, he's going to be favouring playing at Citizens Bank Park, obviously," and so far it's coming to fruition, especially these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's only pulled one home run. Like he's hit 3, and 2 of them have been to the opposite field, which I'm slightly surprised about. I think one of them was in cause. He's not been pulling the ball as much, but yeah, he's really heated up, and his OPS is now 710. So it's like he's starting to get there. He's like some of the numbers under the hood are really good. Like average exit velo is 89th percentile. He's in the top 11% for that across the league. And his fielding's been great. Like his arm strength's still there. He's still throwing out runners, and
he's got a bit of speed as well, hasn't he, for a big lad?
And just the comparison, how many balls dropped last year in front of Casti that he just was getting nowhere near because he wasn't quick enough. And as soon as it was hit into right field, you're like, yeah, cool, that's dropped, that's a double, that's a triple. Now, yeah, it might drop and it's a single, or it doesn't even drop. Like the amount of just simple things he's getting to. He's not been the greatest right fielder, but he's above average. He's got 1 out above average currently.
It's an upgrade on what we had.
Yeah. I think Casti kind of got away with it because there was a lot of, like, if you looked at his highlights, there looked a lot of like fancy catches.
Yeah, the dives.
Yeah, like there were so many dives and slides because he was getting nowhere near them in the first place.
Yeah,
yeah. Overcompensating.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But Garcia and his arm is electric. Like, what an arm he's got! I really like him. I knew not much of him before he signed with us. I knew he's a bit of a slugger, but watching him, he's been brilliant so far. Walk-off hero again, Justin Crawford. He 3-hit game. Average back up to 2.67, 5 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, a stolen 6-7, 267 every episode. 6-7. 2 stolen bases. He got tagged out in the game today, but Justin Crawford again, he could have had more. His average is high. It's just been a shame that he's got Bohm batting in front of him and no one's ever on base. But Justin Crawford, and the irony again, the walk-off comes off a grounder. You know, the people are saying, the grounders ain't going to cut it in the major leagues. That's all he can do. Hey, there's 2 walk-offs now for Justin Crawford with ground balls. I'll take him. I'll take him all day. He's finding the gaps. That's the thing. A lot of his has been grounders, but he's finding the gaps. That's fine by me. Get on base any way possible, except bunting with 2 outs and men in scoring position. But, Rich, Justin Crawford, we saw him when we saw him in Lehigh Valley. He was doing exactly that, wasn't he? He hasn't changed, but he's got this knack of just getting it in places where they can't.
Yeah, I think like obviously he had a good start to the season, then he cooled off a bit, but like the whole team kind of did. It's nice to see him sort of pick it back up again. I mean, obviously he's a young guy, like we're not expecting him to be at that super high level all year, but the fact that he's gone on at least 2 sort of mini hot streaks is like really promising, I think, for his future.
Yeah,
he's not gonna keep doing this the whole year.
That would be something.
It would be something, but I don't think it's a bad thing if he doesn't. He's still really young, I think, to be contributing the way he is already. Super promising.
I think where he is now is what he's going to be. I think the stats now average of .267. I think that's whereabouts he's going to be, which is fine. He's getting on base. The RBIs, he's probably going to be looking at 60.
His WRC plus isn't great at the minute. Like it's one of the lower ones on the team, but he'll get there.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's going to have to adjust because pitchers were starting to work out how to pitch to him. He's made a slight adjustment again, and now he's getting results. Like I said, the 3 hits in this game just gone. Another 10 hits for the Phils. The Phils again, 11 hits in game 1, 10 hits in this game. It's not been a problem. Runners in scoring position. If we can just figure that out and the pitching starts to sharpen up, which they seem to be so far this series, we're going to be okay. I really, really feel we're going to be okay. If we could get the sweep, it would be huge. I would love to go to Miami, who are hot right now. They've just beaten the Dodgers in the series. They're 15-16. They're 6-4 in the last 10 games. Our usual kryptonite team, as it were. But winning this series is huge. Going to Miami is tough for us, but if we can win a series there, that's going to bring us right back into play. We're 6.5 games after wildcard as we speak right now. Win today and we'll be probably 6 or 5.5 back. Chasing down the Marlins, we can win that. It's about build momentum. It's about winning series. May's a softer schedule. I know all these teams are playing ahead of us right now, so it all looks pretty daunting, but they're teams that we really should be winning. Hey, look, it's the beginning of May. We're 6.5 games back from the wild card. It's nowhere near. I think a low mid-80s win record is going to get you into the postseason. So that's what we've got to aim for. We just got to punch our ticket into the postseason. Division, I don't know. Let the Braves have it. It doesn't really bother me if we win or not anyway. This needs to be in the postseason. I don't care how we get there. Let the Braves have it. I still think they'll cool off. I look at that roster and think, how are they doing this right now? But here they are. But teams start hot and they slow down. So let's see what happens. However, the Mets can stay at the bottom. That's all hilarious. I can't get enough of that. Who are now the worst team in baseball? Richard, what do you reckon? Marlins coming up. It's a bit. I know it's the beginning of May, but it's crunch time now. We've had this bad April. Let's put it behind us. We've won this series, which is huge. And May schedule. Which, have you got the British schedule for yet?
Oh, we'll be doing that in the morning.
It
will be ready. It will be
ready on May
to you by noon tomorrow.
Watch out! Check the socials, folks, for the UK calendar. We've got the Marlins and the A's coming up, and the A's again. I know it's the A's, and the A's are top of the AL West, which could be tricky. 16-14 record. They've been going about their business quite. Although that AL West is a disaster division this year as well. But that's a tricky series as well. So it's time to knuckle down. But do you feel the Phils are starting to turn a corner after his big yawn from watching the Flyers last night?
Honestly, it's been killer. I think that was the most. I don't know whether I was more relieved or like more overjoyed or more just relieved that I don't have to keep staying up. But anyway, turning the corner. Hopefully, I think it's too early to say. I hope so. That's as deep as I think I can get. Obviously, we still need to see a lot more. I know they've won, but like you say, the run spot needs to get there. I know, like hopefully, if Luzardo and Sanchez and Wheeler's had he had a good first outing. So if they have figured it out, we're not going to need a huge amount of runs to win those games, but it would still be nice to be able to. So
yeah, and not just have the one game of the high runs, but have maybe let's have 2 or 3 in a series. Could we?
I mean, like if Nola's playing, we're going to need to, score
20.
like 8, 9, 10, 11 runs to win games. So.
Well, this is it, isn't it? And this is what's crucial. If Sanchez, Luzardo especially can stay strong like they have been these last 2 outings, that's huge. That should be 2 wins. The offense should be able to do enough to score 3 runs. With Wheeler, we just don't know yet. Let's see how Wheeler pans out. He impressed me that first outing for Zach Wheeler. I was really relieved to see that. Painter's going to be Painter. You got to give him time. A bit like Justin Crawford, really, isn't it? You can't put too much pressure on the young lad. He's gone well in the home game so far this season. Struggled on the road. That's going to happen. And then Nola's Nola. You're going to have to score. You have to score a lot of runs. You have to score a lot of runs. That's when we need the offense and the bats to come alive. We've got the Rockies, so we've got the Marlins at home to finish this weekend off. Then we've got the A's. Then we've got the Rockies, the A's. That's tricky. Then the Red Sox. Then the Pirates. Then the Reds. Then the Guardians, and then the Padres. That's a tasty. The end of the month is brutal. Padres and Dodgers. Ooh.
Is that on the West Coast or is that in Philly?
That's on the West Coast.
Ooh. Okay.
That's on the West Coast. That's tough. Oh, no, the Phillies are going to Miami. Sorry, the Phillies are going to Miami.
Then back up for the Colorado series.
Well, so we've got they're in Miami. Then we're back home for the A's series, back home for the Rockies series, and then we go to Boston, then we go to Pittsburgh. That's a heck of a road trip. I tell you what, Fenway Park and then PNC.
Worst places to be, aren't there?
Blimey, that's a great little double header. And then we're back. Yeah, then we're back home for the Reds and the Guardians. Then out to the West for the Dodgers and the Padres. And then the Padres come back here the weekend later. And then the White Sox. Oh yeah. And then I'm over there for the White Sox and the Casti game. Good time. Look, I look at that schedule and I think, you know what, we should be. There's a good chance to get back to 500 this month, and I think that's got to be the aim. Claw ourselves back towards 500. Small steps, isn't it, Morgan?
Yeah, small steps. I was starting to not get too excited in my head, but if I'm thinking correctly, when we fired Joe Girardi and Thompson came in, didn't we sweep the Angels in that first?
We did. I was there. Right? I was there.
So we swept that series against a West Coast team in Philadelphia just after we fired a manager. We then got into the wild card, and then we got to the World Series. Now, I'm not trying to get too excited. But
We're winning it all.
Stop it. That's it. It's coming home.
But if things line up, win this, and then we've got a new manager, and then just see what happens. But, we couldn't, could we?
Don't even. Don't even, mate. I don't need much. Mate, I'm giddy after 2 wins on the bounce. If we sweep tonight, which I will watch, unless it's going south quite quickly, then I'll turn it off and get some sleep. But the game should be done by 1 a.m. max, I'd like to think, tonight. So, emergency pod if we sweep, boys. I know you'll be up, Rich.
I'm not even sure I'm going to make it to. Actually, I don't know who's playing in the NHL tonight. I might catch them a bit. We'll see.
Who the Flyers got next? Out of curiosity.
Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, Canes in 4. But no, we're winning it all. Oh,
I love it. The Flyers going all the way. Hey, look, the Sixers could perform miracles as well. Who knows? The juju in South Philly is high right now. Morgan, do you have a minor league report?
Oh, I do. Especially there's some really good news as well with how obviously the timing of this might backfire, but Trevor Richards is being called up. There we go. Kyle Backer's gone down. Trevor Richards has come up, and I'm very excited about Trevor Richards. And just before we were recording, I was saying to you, Dave, wasn't I? It's like the one guy I want to come up is Trevor Richards.
Good name.
Because he's been excellent this year. 14 innings pitched, 26 strikeouts in 14 innings. He's got 1.93 ERA as the Pigs are 16-12 on season. Reading are 10-12. Jersey Shore, Blue Claws are 10-12 as well, and Clearwater are 13-10. Someone that was highlighted by Corey Nido, his Substack's really good, go read it, is Alex Benelas, who has a 1.193 OPS in 18 games this year. He's hitting 275, 409, 784. And he signed a minor league contract with the Phillies this offseason. He was in the Red Sox organization last year. And then I just want to highlight Dante Nori again, because we all love him. And he's playing the outfield every day after starting the season with a shoulder issue. He's hitting 291, 344, 465 for an 809 OPS. So there might get to a point where he's playing in AAA at some point this year, because I know people have said, what if we call up Stuart Baroa from AAA into the majors as possibly a platoon partner with Marsh if Marsh isn't chosen to play every day. So there might be a point where someone else gets promoted from AAA and Nori then gets moved from AA to AAA, which I think would be really, really exciting after his WBC performance for Italy this March.
Absolutely. And Gage Wood, has he pitched again in the last week? I think he has. I think he was a lot better, wasn't he?
His ERA is at 3.45 now, so it's not kind of as good as it was where he was like below 2, I think, at a point. I know he had one blow-up outing. But 25 Ks in 15 2/3, which I'm pretty happy with, considering he's new to being a professional. So we'll see kind of how things go. In his last outing, 2 innings, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts. He got back on the horse on, I think it was 5 days rest. So normal rest, but still.
I see he had 5 whiffs on 11 swings in 2 innings, which is good conversion. It's a good rate.
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of changes to his arsenal, because if people are already kind of squaring him up and his ERA is ballooning a little bit, then they're going to be toying with him. But he's a young kid, and they're going to be toying with his arsenal all the way up. Like, I think they're making changes to Luzardo still, and he's looking great. Sanchez looks a little bit different to last year. Aaron Nola, I think, needs some changes to his arsenal because he looks very hittable. It was something I was thinking. Like, Aaron Nola in that last outing, he's either going fastball and it's getting hit, or curveball, which is you can just ignore that because everyone knows it's coming. So yeah, if they can start tweaking with Gage Wood's Arsenal a little bit, then he can start kind of bring that ERA back down. But I'm excited.
Yeah, I think to be fair, it is April, so everyone's Arsenal does start to struggle a bit in April.
Yeah, Arsenal in April. Mikel Arteta. Imagine if he was a Philly.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Morgan, where's Gabriel Rincones? What's happened to him? I can't even get any. I can't get any news. Do you know anything about Rincones? Where is he? Is he injured? Is he?
I've not heard about him.
Has he lost a leg? I thought he was just out with a minor knee injury, but he hasn't. There's no word of him.
No, there's literally no word on him. So I'm assuming he's still hurt. But with how high he is in the Phillies prospect system, you would have heard something had he played a game. It's slightly concerning that he's not. Obviously, we're hearing drabs about Aiden Miller. We know about his back injury and how they're slowly figuring him out, but he's still not played a game or anything. Nothing about Rincones, so slightly concerning because we know how much power he has, but he should be playing games. I mean, he shouldn't if he's hurt, but it'd be really good if he was.
And tell me, Trevor Richards, is he going to be a lot? He's obviously going to play today. That's why they brought him up. Is he going to be a long man or is he a 1 inning man?
1 inning. He's a career. So he made his MLB debut in 2018, and he's been bounced around a little bit. He's got a career 4.53 ERA, and he's played for loads of teams. But last year, when he was in the majors, he had a 7.94 ERA. He was really bad in very short stint for Kansas. So there's some really good stuff there, and in the minors, he's been striking guys out. I think he's just a pretty standard reliever. So I hope he's able to translate it, because I know sometimes we bring someone up like Seth Johnson looks really good in AAA. We bring him up and he gets hit around really easily. I'm hoping Trevor Richards is able to translate it because he's got that major league experience.
Yeah,
slightly concerned about Kyle Backus because our lefties haven't been great this year. Like Jose Alvarado,
no, that's a shame.
Tanner Banks hasn't been as good as he was last year. If Kyle Backus has got an elbow injury, then that could be quite a long time. I don't want to think anything like Tommy John yet, but elbow injuries are never good for pitchers.
Go on.
So I just think our bullpen's probably seen more use than we would have liked. Just out of our starting pitchers haven't gone deep. Like you were saying, we've just had someone go 7 innings, and I know for a lot of clubs that's probably not that unusual. But I think certainly you look at the last few years, with our starters. It's not unusual for them to go 7.
Well, Wheeler, Nola were constant 7. Nola always at 7 innings. It doesn't matter how bad he was. And on his days, sometimes went 8, but you'd always get 7 innings out of Aaron Nola. Same with Zach Wheeler, and you're spot on. It makes a big difference to the bullpen. Taxing them this early, especially in games that are close, which they always are. We just can't never edge them. Alvarado's ERA is 7.45. He looks a different player this year. I have no confidence in Alvarado at all. Tanner Banks had a really good outing today. That was huge for Tanner Banks. Was it 5 outs he got in the end? Kurt Green got 0.2, didn't 0.2.
Yeah. I think Tanner Banks went 1 1/3. Chase Sugar got 1 out. Kurt Green got 2 outs, and Sanchez threw 6 2/3. So they had to try and bridge because Sanchez didn't finish an inning.
But that was huge, and I'm gutted for Backus. I would like to have seen more of Backus, but you've got me excited about Trevor Rogers. However, you got me excited about the whole.
If we had Trevor Rogers, I'd be really happy because he's.
Trevor.
he's
Trevor Richards.
He's gonna really put his whole Bacussi into his recovery. So.
You know what? I'm quite glad he's sidelined for a while. We don't get any more of these.
He's doing a weekly Bacchus Bacussi update.
Anyway, we wish Bacchus a speedy recovery. Richard, in a podcast game.
Yes.
I didn't sweep this week. I know, but I think I had 2.
You did have 2.
But I think you had 2 as well.
Yes, and Morgan also had 2. If you'd gone with the sensible thing and picked the Dodgers, then yeah, you would have had a clean sweep for the week. But yeah, we all got 2, so the numbers have gone up, but the
schools and the doors, Richard.
They're the same. They're hidden behind my camera, which is really not great. I am 8-4. Dave, you're 7-5, and Morgan is propping up the bottom of the table. He is 6-6.
Oh, I'm sweating then.
No, we should have done an odd number of games, but
So 6-6 for Morgan. So we're close.
very close. Yeah, he's only two games back. So
perfect. So this week we have gone for this weekend's slate is we had gone for Angels versus Mets, but then we quickly realised that it's
none
all
of us
going.
are going to pick the Mets.
We're all going one way with that. So we've gone with the first game being the Yankees versus
The Orioles,
on which, Richard, you're going...
Yankees. Just the Orioles kind of suck. The Yankees are really good.
Yeah, I've gone Yankees. It's only going one way. Morgan?
Yankees. I think.
Yankees.
Yeah, I went AL East matchup because I thought it'd be fun, but yeah, the Yankees are really good.
Yeah. Again, this is the fifth week of the competition, and there's one game where all five of us have picked the same team. We all went Yankees last week over the Astros, and that paid off. So
yeah, the Astros are trash. This year.
My pick was the Jays at the Twins, and that was before I realized that the Twins have really cooled off. I just assumed they were still crushing it.
Twins have gone. Twins have sank to 13 and 18. They're back to where I think everyone expects them to be.
I think I still follow Mick Abel on Instagram, and he puts up stories when they win. So I've just kind of assumed they've kept winning.
Is his account being deactivated for a week?
Yeah, well, it must be.
They're 2 and 8 in the last 10.
Yeah. Anyway, I went Jays just after having seen that.
Morgan?
The Jays have been good, and I'm really hoping Vlad, for my fantasy purposes, starts hitting some home runs.
I went Jays just because I've got friends in Toronto, but also Mick Abel watching. I've mentioned him. He's got a 3.98 ERA on this year. 3.98 ERA, so it's not too bad.
Do you want to talk about Ranger Suarez watch?
He's been really good, hasn't he?
Because that's painful. I'm happy for him. Don't get me wrong. I'm delighted for Ranger Suarez, but man, I miss him. I really, really miss Ranger Suarez, but I'm really glad.
What would you do if he was here, though?
I'd have binned off Nola and
that's
Ranger Suarez.
No,
there could have been someone else's problem. However, we would have had to have eaten that contract, and we're already eating Casties.
Yeah.
And Taiwan Walkers.
And Taiwan Walkers, yeah.
I think we're still paying Didi Gregorius $2 million this year as well. I think there's some really.
Imagine that. How long has he been retired for? He's getting $2 million, and Topper's getting nicely paid as well. The 12 and 19 Red Sox. 14 Jays have 7 in the last 3. They've picked right up. Yeah, just realised 14-16. Having said that, I've gone for the 13-18 Twins.
You always like to throw a
baseball
out there.
Baseball.
To be fair, you've been pretty good recently. You've got 5 out of your last 6. So
yeah, I'm on fire. And the Twins are going to bounce back, and I think Abel's pitching this weekend, so that's why.
Let's see if he's able to do you a favor.
And
I've taken the mic.
Stop it!
Back to back.
Back to backers. No, sorry, I ruined it. The final game, what did I choose? Pirates, who have also cooled off, I've just realised, quite dramatically. They're now 3-7 against the Reds. Now, the Reds haven't let me down this year. I think we've had the Reds.
They have. You've gone for them 4 times in a row.
Rich with the Statman Rich.
3 times in a row, actually. But the last 2 times, the first time you had the Reds to beat the Angels and they let you down. Last week you were the only one to go the Reds. Me and Morgan
and they won.
Tigers, and they won. So
and they're 20-11.
And actually, the last time was Reds and Twins, and you went with the Reds. Me and Morgan went for the Twins.
I know my Reds.
You won. So yeah, welcome to the UK Reds.
Yeah, that's right. 20-11, 7 in the last 3, top of the NL Central. Every team in the NL Central is either at 500 or above. Although the Pirates are slipping quite quickly. I've gone for the Reds over the Pirates. I think the Pirates are hitting their usual good start and now into free fall. Morgan?
I went with the Pirates because I like their pitching. And I'm hoping.
Well, Skeens is pitched.
Skeens
pitched today.
Well, that's out the window. That's going to come back and bite.
Yep, that's a loss.
Chase Burns going as well, don't they? So.
Yep.
Yeah, I've gone Reds because Pittsburgh is just taking L's everywhere at the minute.
They've lost 5 straight.
Yeah, well, but I mean, just in general, like the city is taking L's everywhere. The
Eagles,
Eagles,
yes, of course. But
I don't know if you saw in the NFL draft that Pittsburgh were on the phone with the guy they wanted to take. And then he got another phone call, and he said, "Why is Philly on the phone?" And the Eagles had traded up to get him, sniping Pittsburgh, who thought they had their guy. And obviously, we've just put an end to Sidney Crosby's playoff career. So, and the Pirates are going to lose in the baseball as well, and just keep Pittsburgh taking L's, which is what we love to see, because there's only one big city in Pennsylvania.
Beautiful. What a way to end the show. That's perfect. Right, that is a wrap. Hopefully, this time next week, we're on the back of 2 more series wins against the Marlins and the A's. Both Marlins in Florida. The A's are back at home. We got many UK friendlies this week. Sunday's UK friendly.
You'll be able to find out on the socials with my UK friendly calendar,
which is coming up. Although 9:10 Saturday, 6:40 on Sunday. We play on Monday. We're playing it's a 4-game series against the Marlins.
That's weird scheduling. Thanks,
Why
Emily.
have we got that? So the series finishes on a Monday, 11:40, not UK friendly. Then Tuesday we play straight away again. Is Thursday UK friendly? No. So we're podding in the middle of that series.
We're going out to the west, aren't we?
Boo. 11:40. Okay, so hopefully by the time we pod again,
we could have won the series against the A's.
When we win the series against the A's, we'll be right back towards nearing 500 again, right back in the wild card mix. And a new era under Don Mattingly will be all smiles, and we will forget about April like a bad dream. Perfect, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching me on YouTube. It's been me, Dave Shaw. The Phillies are back. Us. Ring the bell, Morgan.
Ring the bell.
Richard.
Let's go Flyers.
That'll do.
Goodbye, folks.